Alright everyone, another effect of the social media era on politics is that we now live in an age of political ambush, like trying to get that 5-second sound clip, whether you edit it or not. If you can get it to go viral without the MSM fact-checking it properly, you can really destroy a political career before any response can be made. And you can do other things too, like here you have the perfect example of why politicians need to be more careful maybe who they admit into their office for a face-to-face. Dianne Feinstein. Now, of course, she's, you know, a relatively well-known, kind of far-left figure. She's a corporate Dem, but some of her ideas, like on guns, she's one of the most far-left of all. With regards to the First Amendment, she's an extreme authoritarian. This is the same Dianne Feinstein. I'm going to have to partially defend her here, funny as though that sounds, judging from, you know, my own perspective. She's literally the person who said that bloggers should be cracked down on because the First Amendment, the rights of the press don't extend to them. They don't have journalism degrees. Like, she's really out to lunch on the First and Second Amendments completely, as well as the right to privacy. I think she's very pro-NSA. She's that one who held the gun wrong and swept it over the crowd with her finger on the trigger because she knows nothing about guns. It's sad to think that people who've never actually used a firearm are trying to legislate on firearms. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. It's like, and the liberals say that all the time about, like, my body, my choice, men can't get pregnant. Okay, well, you know, you're too dumb to use a gun, so, you know, leave them alone. What happened is that a family, mostly kids, got into Feinstein's office there, and they had a little thing there, and it's being championed by various, like, far leftists, like the AOC crowd, basically. These are acolytes of socialism, essentially. They came in there like, won't you sign the new Green Deal to save our futures? Climate scientists agree we only have like 10 years left, or 12 years or something, and you can tell Dianne Feinstein knew that it was a hit piece. She knew this was a hit job. Probably these people knew that Feinstein didn't support it. And they're like, well, we're gonna, you know, fucking take care of this. You could tell, look at the body language. Crossed arms, sort of looking up and rolling her eyes up in her head while she's addressing them, kind of being dismissive. Now, what Feinstein should have done is said, look, I've looked through the Green Deal, I have, you know, misgivings about parts of it, we're certainly going to tackle climate change. She should have basically, you know, sidestepped it. She didn't do that. Now, through her slight dementia haze that is becoming more and more painfully obvious, which is exactly why these people in Congress can get drugs secretly and nobody knows exactly what they're taking for what conditions. We don't actually get anything beyond a fluff piece medical check once in a while for these people. Guaranteed Feinstein's suffering some sort of neurological problem, because the way she responded was really, really bad. She'll be lucky if she doesn't face calls for impeachment over this. She said, well, you know, you're too young to vote, I don't fucking care, I got 1 million more votes, I'm qualified, I'm a wonderful person, blah, 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 basically trying to shame a bunch of kids. Now, technically speaking, Feinstein is right. I mean, to reject the new Green Deal is a good thing, because it can't work. She should have pointed out, hey, this would destroy the U.S. economy. It wouldn't actually solve climate change. I talk to climate scientists, and some of them say we're already over the tipping point. What the hell am I supposed to do about it? The new Green Deal is worthless. It cannot actually physically work. Tell your master, Miss Cortez, to go and draw up something that doesn't read like it was written by a bunch of third graders like you kids. She should have done something like that and softballed the kids. Instead, she looked very cold. She looked very uninvolved and uninterested, and really what it boils down to is the hit job was formulated in such a way that this specific response that they had, I guess, an inkling she would make it look like you hate children. Well, that's about the worst optics move you can possibly make within politics. It's why politicians go, oh, your baby's so cute, oh, hi, little guy, and I get it, you know, it used to be, I'll kiss the baby on the head, now it's like, can I get a selfie with your 2-year-old and stuff? And it's, you know, weird, and it's kind of just a weird ritual and stuff. It's not authentic. It's like AOC and her fluff piece thing there from Reuters with the dog, like, you know, Maul kissing her and stuff. Like, it's like, come on, dude. It's not totally not propaganda. This is 100% grade A newsworthy. Absolutely. And then Scott Adams was pointing out, oh, you know, you may hate her, but it's an optics win. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's definitely some good 3D chess there. Yeah, because how can you criticize her in a situation you say, well, you know, this is made up, basically, like she put peanut butter on her face. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, yeah, it's kind of cute. What does this have to do with politics? Oh, come on, lighten up. You know, everyone loves dog kisses and stuff. And it's like, you know, whatever. With this, Dianne Feinstein's nuts. The way she responded was completely wrong. But her fundamental, response that she made I can sort of understand, because she had to have known. You could tell sort of, halfway through the first sentence, she's like, oh God, not this bullshit again. Like these parents, they brought their kids in, they want the optics, they're recording this, I'm about to get slamma-jamma. Now what she should have done is she should have politely responded in short, said, look, I have an important meeting though to go to. I'd like to talk more about this, with my colleagues and with you and so forth. I do care about our future. Yes, climate change is a big issue. They have to ritualistically say that if they're a Democrat every election season. I'd like to talk about this more, but right now, I'm Senator Feinstein. Trust me, I got a busy schedule. I got to go impeach Orange Man or something. Okay, so bye. She should have done that. And maybe left a staffer behind to collect info, talk with them a little more, offer them coffee. Hey kids, you want some totally vegan, non-sugar gumdrops or something? Because we're in California, so you're not allowed to have the real thing. Yeah, here you go, kids. Here's some care packages. Here's a signed photo of Feinstein. Here's a letter saying how much she loves her constituents, and she's really proud that you raised your kids so well. They're very smart and they're involved in policy. She should have done that. Fluff the family over and you avoid all these problems, and politicians usually are very good at doing that. But Feinstein is demented. Feinstein has been showing vague signs of dementia now for the better part of 3 or 4 years. She's been having problems. She's probably on anti-dementia medication to slow and cover up the worst of the symptoms. But she's an old lady at this point, and she did not respond well. So even though rejecting the New Green Deal is good, it was obviously a propaganda attempt by people who are further left than her to try to knock, another, technically a corporate neoliberal off of her pedestal. It was a hit job. Despite that, she should have responded better, and it's a terrible optics loss for her. And then people like AOC, they get to come out and say, look, the party is filled with people who don't care about your kids dying of climate change. We must do more. You must sign my particular deal, my particular bill and proposal, because otherwise we all die. There shouldn't even be any debate over how to tackle the issue, or if there is an issue, or if there's anything we can do about it. That's essentially, you put forth the big ask, and then you plow away at it and make people feel bad, like they hate kids or puppies, or they kick kittens or something if they disagree with you. Old socialist tactic, by the way. No, the New Green Deal wouldn't work. Feinstein should have pointed that out. Well, this deal's bullshit, kids, but don't worry, we'll talk about this later. That's about all. Peace out.